Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks a lot.
I got the WPL bearing kit and metal axle kit, and I'm going to replace my existing WPL-c24, whatever, C14 I think. Drivetrain with the metal gears, bearings. I got the truss braces, the heavy duty ones, and the adjustable tie rods. So that'll be fun. Oh, and I got oil dampened shocks. I printed out a new servo tray. I designed it myself. I have to add it to Thingiverse. I have a bunch of stuff I need to add to Thingiverse. And then I printed out some shock towers, 2 different types. So we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. I already put these together. These are nice. They go there and there. I'm going to use all this existing stuff on a Land Rover D90 that I'm currently printing everything that I can on for my son. So you should enjoy that. So let's get started on this. Okay, I think I need to. Let's do the front first. Unscrew all this. They didn't really come with many instructions. Kind of parts list. And a nice note from Cindy Chen. I want to make sure I'm 100% happy. I got the expensive one, so I shouldn't.
Now we're going to do a lot of montage, build montage. Hope you enjoy the music. There we go, lots of little pieces. Here I'm talking about having to scrape away the paint from the parts in order to get the bearings in. So very tight tolerances, which is good. Now the Loctite that they gave me is pretty hardcore. I think it's the permanent stuff. So if you intend to take apart the car again, you should use like just the blue Loctite, which is I guess the semi-permanent and medium stick. So the parts for the axles that they gave, that the kit came with, are pretty good.
Thread lock is hardcore.
I'm just trying to fit everything together. I kind of wish I didn't grease it up before trying to do this. Dry fitting the parts is pretty nice. It's a pretty good idea. And then putting it all together with the grease.
These are some quality parts.
I apologize for this super long build montage. This is going to take a while, so settle in, enjoy. Here's some grease, greasing it all up. I don't know if that's good grease or not, but it is grease. This kit came with hundreds of little pieces and like no instructions. So, you know, you kind of just have to know what you're doing. If you put together the first part of the car, then you know, the original plastic axles, then this is all pretty self-explanatory. Just go through the paces, do the thing. I did have some question when I was doing it about like what screws went where, but they give so many extra screws, and at least mine came with so many extra screws, it didn't really matter. It was whatever fit wherever. Did end up putting some spacers. Oh yeah, without the spacers, it's yeah, your gears aren't gonna mesh right. I think. I don't know. At least mine wouldn't. Also, yeah, some bearings would only go on the axles from one side and not the other. You know, when you put the axle in there and you're fitting the brass gear, I'd leave that loose until after you have it all kind of figured out. Just because if you put that too close to one side, it'll rub. Yeah, I keep talking about the thread lock. It's because it is super sticky, and you know, when I went to go and take the car apart later, I ended up, you know, twisting off screw heads and, you know, threading out parts. So I ended up buying some taps and fixing it all. But yeah, I recommend not using the permanent thread type, that thread lock that they give. Yay, we're already on the back axle. You know, when you edit these films, you have to watch all your footage over again and figure out what's what. And, oh, here we go. I'm starting to get creative with some fades from cut to cut. That was a good one. I hope I didn't speed this up too much. Not be that useful of a instructional video. But, it's kind of amazing how much weight this metal axle kit adds to the car, and also the shocks that I added in, the trusses and the whole nine. It really adds a lot of weight to the car. Makes it a much better crawler. I don't have wheel weights though. I see these. I run that RC, for instance, and he always mentions he has wheel weights in his WPLs. That's something I have to try. In the background, oh yeah, there goes the paper spacers. Get it all to work out. But in the background, you can kind of see the truck. And you know, when I set these up, I glued on. Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there. I guess I lost some footage between, you know, for putting on all the truss and the bridge pieces on that front axle. Anyway, here I am taking off the old components. I messed around with a 3D printed on-axle servo for steering before I put all this stuff in there. So a printed receiver holder, servo holder tray. This new tray, it's up on Thingiverse now. It's pretty awesome. I recommend it if you run these vehicles. Also, you know, I'm a new channel. I'd really love it if you guys would subscribe. Anybody that watches this, please subscribe. You know, after a while, once you see I've gotten up to 1,000 subscribers, you can go ahead and unsubscribe. But I mainly just want to start to get monetized. I mean, why not? Especially with the new YouTube user agreement. You're gonna watch ads anyway, so you may as well, may as well hook me up. I'd appreciate it. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please post a thumbs up. You can do negative comments. Actually, no negative comments. Please don't keep them positive. I'm kind of new to this. Yeah, but you can kind of see how that back tire is coming off. When I originally set this up, I used like a silicone glue, which seemed to be okay, but after a while it just gave out. It was a silicone gasket sealer, so it wasn't the right stuff. So that 3D printed part that I did has shock struts built in, and unfortunately, the screws that I had, I didn't have like a screw box at the time, and I just wanted to finish, so I ended up having to melt some of the part that I printed because I didn't want to print another one. I just wanted to get it all installed, so I took my soldering gun with a flat attachment on the front and melted down some of the shock towers so I could get the bolts through. Here we go. I think I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, there we go. So I do a little mod to the part that I designed. Also, if you do print out the part, the hole that I have for the servo to go through, the servo control horn, is a little aft. It's a little back of where it should be. So I ended up cutting maybe 2 millimeters forward on that little hole, but I should probably redesign it and resubmit it. But there we go. I melted the bits, and now the bolts can go through. It's a pretty nice setup because it just looks good when the truck body's on. It looks kind of like a wheel well. For that D90 I mentioned earlier, I ended up designing a bunch of parts for it that just kind of snapped onto that chassis. So you can have a look at that, but I should take some of the stuff I learned doing that, reapply it to this. Maybe design some wheel wells, realistic wheel wells for the WPL car. I actually have to design a longer servo arm because, as you see, the turning is a little bit impeded. It's just too great of an angle on that arm. Ooh, another fancy dissolve. I think once I decided to do dissolves, I just did dissolves between all my clips. Sorry I had to take so many clips. I have a couple of kids that run in and interrupt me all the time. That's a good view of the on axle. It's on the truss, really. It's on that top truss. I broke the stock one, and they dropped the cars, and so I had to do something, and so I printed that out. I need to work on my camera angles too. Some of these build montages lean on the camera. You just kind of see the bottom half. You need to get some camera mounts, maybe a smaller camera. I'm using a Sony right now. It's not the SLR, but it's like next step. receiver and ESC and the servo all fit really nicely in that little tray. I ended up cutting a piece of sandpaper in the shape of a T, inverted T, to kind of sit above all that gear and cover up the speed controller light. Testing. Oh, here we go. Get started on the rear now. Tough to get at some of these screws. When I got the Loctite, that crazy Loctite on there, I ended up basically stripping out all those screws. So I had to buy a kit of 2.5 millimeters. But right about now, I determined that I really need to do that I really needed to install the shock tower. Here we go. I've had some luck with these. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. To cut away some of the body. Nothing visible on the outside, but it could have very easily turned bad. I had to cut pretty close to the outer shell of the body in the bed of the pickup. So sorry this montage is so long and out of frame. But I hope it can benefit some of you WPL users out there. I was really kind of blown away by how many people have WPL fan channels. Now the shocks aren't. It's hard for me to say if they're more springy or less springy than the stock ones. They're definitely more springy than I would prefer, but the truck works. With all this metal, it's pretty bulletproof. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks a lot.